graduates. You guys look beautiful, sea of blue. I love it. I want to say thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to share this stage and to be here, sharing in your moment, this special moment. I want to say thank you for all of you that allowed me to be here. I also would like to recognize the faculty and staff and presidents and vice presidents that are here with us. Not just them, but also the advisors and the instructors, as well as the supporting staff. They've done a magnificent job at FCC. Can we give them a round of applause? When asked to do the commencement speech, I was immediately reminded of my different years of graduations, different ceremonies, diplomas, and degrees. And I was reminded of how it felt being seated where you are. And immediately, a movie came to my mind, and you may be familiar with it. My siblings and I watched this movie growing up. You may have heard of someone named Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah? Yeah, Arnold. And we watched a movie called The Terminator growing up in the 80s. And in this movie, there are two characters. There's a Kyle Reese, whose job was to go into the past of Sarah Connor and help her to make sure she reached her future. He wanted to help her so that she could make some decisions in her past that would affect where she was going in her future, so that she can look back on her years and realize that she made some decisions in her past that her future self would be thankful for. Some decisions in her past that her future self would be thankful for. You've done that. Today represents a day that you would look at years from now and realize that what's happening in this room today is so that your future self will be thankful that you decided to make this decision. There's a Tanzanian runner. His name is John Stephen Akwari. He's from the 1968 Summer Olympics. John was running for his country, a marathon race. In the middle of this physically exhausted race, John fell and broke his leg. He finished without winning. What's remarkable is that John wrapped that leg, got up, and kept on running. At the end of the race, the reporters surrounded him and asked him, "Why did you stay in the race? You knew you had no chance of winning." Akwari replied, and I quote, "My country didn't send me 5,000 miles around the world to start a race. My country sent me 5,000 miles around the world to finish it." In a room this size, I am sure that some of you have gone through some storms, some turbulent winds. At one point, all that could have gone wrong probably did, even while attending FCC. But look around, you've made it. Look around, graduates, you've made it. Some of you had support, while others did not. Some of you probably felt like quitting, but you had an FCC advisor, an instructor, a family member, a friend, or your inner self who talked you out of making a decision that you would regret later. Now look at you. You've made it. So what does this all mean to you today? It means this is just the beginning. The beginning of what? The beginning of the rest of your life. It is said that where we are is a sum total of the decisions that we have made along the way. Well, this is a decision that your future self will thank you for. Keep making decisions like this. Someone may ask you one day, is it possible to do this in a later stage of life? Change career paths or start a new one? With odds stacked against you, you are a billboard. You are that sign that says, it is possible. I did it. In this room are possibilities that has materialized. You made it. Well, here's what's tricky about today. You see, the word made is what has already been done. So yes, you've made it. And sure, that in and of itself is a reason to celebrate. But making it is present tense, is what you are currently doing. So FCC graduating class of 2013 and 14, keep on making it. Celebrate the success of how far you've come, but know that there are more successes to be attained. What you do with today is all up to you. room what's being communicated. Whatever I put my mind to, it is possible to achieve. Look at these blue robes. Whatever I put my mind to, it's possible to achieve. Many of you will now start new careers, new jobs. Some are still searching for that employer to give you an opportunity, and it will come. Some will continue on to obtain more diplomas and degrees, while some will go on to be business owners. Whatever the road is for you, my word to you is never stop believing. Never continue to keep forward. Never get stagnated. Keep learning. Keep growing. Be teachable. And keep investing in yourself. And yes, while there may be times of discouragement, don't live there. While there may be times of discouragement, don't camp there. Tell yourself, I can make it. Be proud of yourselves. Why? Because today you did something that your future self will thank you for. I end with this. There was a little girl who her mother attempted an unsuccessful abortion to end her unwanted life. After failing at this termination of life, this little girl was then raised in an abusive home. To add to it, she lived in a drug-infested neighborhood, stepping over dirty needles and empty crack vials on her way to and back from school, having to deal with other offers from drug peddlers daily. By the age of 15, even though she was a straight-A student, she found herself in gangs, doing all the wrong things among all the wrong circles. At the age of 18, she was now carrying an unwanted child, attempting to do the same thing her mother had done 18 years earlier to no avail. 2 years after giving birth, she was sentenced to 5 years in prison for being a girlfriend of a drug lord. Those years in prison became an eye-opener for her. She decided to make a decision in prison that her future self will be proud of, to make something of her life. She was determined not to allow her past to take ownership of her future. She went on to school while in prison. She began helping inmates obtain their GED. She started a prison newsletter to encourage and equip mothers behind bars. She was determined to have a life worth living, no matter her circumstance. After she was released from prison, she went back to school while working and raising a child as a single mother. Today she mentors, she speaks, she writes, and her past is a thing of the past. She has the privilege and honor of standing before you today, not because of her life was perfect. Thank you. Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. Her life was perfect, but because she decided to persevere despite the odds. She decided to keep on making it. Congratulations, FCC class of 2013 and 14. You deserve a round of applause. You made it, now keep on making it. Thank you.